Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Joni Ogg, and on behalf of TravelProfessionalNews.com, FindAHostTravelAgency.com, and HomeBasedTravelAgent.com, I want to welcome all of you to today's webinar, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us. Now, with us today, we have a very special speaker. It's my son, Andy Ogg, and he's here to share insight on the topic, your home office, making the most productive and enjoyable space. So with 2023 upon us, it's really your year to refine and optimize your business strategies for your greatest level of success. And your home office space is essential to your productivity and to your comfort. Now, Andy Ogg is CTIE and has been an activist for the travel professional community for the past 7 years. And he continues to offer education, resources, and tools to empower travel professionals to achieve success. Andy is co-owner of TravelProfessionalNews.com, FindAHostTravelAgency.com, and HomeBasedTravelAgent.com. And through years of sales and marketing experience, Andy continues to find innovative solutions and opportunities in the digital realm. When not working from his home office, Andy thoroughly enjoys his two beautiful daughters, also known as my grandgirls, and his beautiful wife, Angela, exploring the outdoors and all that Arizona has to offer. So one lucky attendee today is going to win a free copy of the 2022 version of Digital Marketing in the Travel Industry, written by Tom, Andy, and myself. And so we'll do that at the end of the presentation. So make sure you listen carefully because there'll be a question that we'll ask and we'll be looking for your answers. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to my amazing son, Andy. Welcome. Good morning, Andy, to us.
Thank you very much for the very nice and hospitable introduction, Mother. I appreciate it. And thank you all for making the time to be here today. I really am excited about this presentation. And this is it's kind of a B, and C presentation. So I'm hoping you can get something from it that'll affect your life positively and affect your workflow in a good way. So first off, I have to give a disclaimer that I am actually visually impaired and have to use a lot of assistive technologies like a screen reader to do these presentations. So if you hear me pause, it's because I got one ear being told stuff and the other ear is listening to this with the microphone. So if you see any of those odd pauses, please just a weirdo doing his thing. But let's dive in. It's a great day today. We got some pretty gnarly weather out here in Arizona. Hopefully it's beautiful where you are at. But we're going to kind of dive into a lot of things today. So we're going to answer the obvious question: what is a home office? We're going to talk about the adjustments to working from home, because there are a lot. We're going to talk about the home office, 5 things to consider, key equipment and technologies to have in your home office, scheduling your workday, and a whole bunch more in between all that. So I've been working from home now. I haven't done that math in a minute. It's been about 10 years since I've moved from a workplace environment to a home office. The first 3 or 4 years of that spent commuting to another country to work in an office and then coming back home. So kind of a little mix up there, but yeah, working from home is one of the coolest things I've ever done, and I highly suggest it to so many people. A lot of people through COVID got forced home, and they had to learn how to do it. And you, as a travel professional, have the options. You can go rent an office space. There's nothing wrong with that. Rent a little executive suite that's where your work is, and you go home after that. But the power and the ability of working from home is quite undeniable. So what is a home office? Well, it's an office in your home. It's your own space. It's your own office for business, and that's what it needs to be. It needs to be focused on your productivity as a travel agent. It's a dedicated room or space that is solely for the purpose of running your travel agency. And it's a space that contains all of the tools, materials, and technologies you need to complete your job effectively and to the highest caliber that you can do. Because, in all honesty, as a travel agent, you aren't just your business. You all are one and the same. When you share your personal experiences, they're most likely tied to your business as well, because that's how being an entrepreneur is. It's one and the same, and the passion goes and flows between both parts. So, what adjustments, what changes take place when you start working from home? Now, I'm hoping that many of you are coming home. Maybe you've left your previous career, maybe you're starting your travel agency, maybe you're already up and running and still getting used to it or trying to figure out your days. For those of you who might be listening that are very experienced, there's still some great things in this presentation, so don't leave just yet. But you've already kind of learned some of the challenges of working from home. So the adjustments, no commuting. No more sitting in traffic, pounding your steering wheel because some ding dong made a wrong way turn. There's no accidents to wait for. There's no traffic to sit in. No more road rage, and all of that is awesome. The time spent in the car, an hour each way, 2 hours a day, you don't have to spend in the car anymore. You go for a walk with those 2 hours. But on top of all the benefits, you kind of lose that moment of when you walk out of the office and you walk to your car and you crank those windows down, put on some ACDC, and start heading home. So there's a mental part that comes from working from home, and it's one of the areas that I think it's highly overlooked when we talk about a home office. So you lose that disconnection from work to home. You lose that transition, is what I like to call it. So how do we do that? It's an adjustment. It takes time and it takes attention. You have to be aware of it. It's really easy when you have a home office and you enjoy being in to always work. Without that drive home, it can be challenging to kind of separate your work life from your home life. It can be really easy to take a frustration from your day sitting at your desk or maybe a booking that went sour and bring it home to the kitchen table and not blend those two together. And that's not what we want to do here. So it's important to separate your day in some way, such as a walk, a workout, a meal. For me, one of my favorite things to do is grab my guitar and go sit outside for 5, 10 minutes and just kind of separate my days. So whatever it is, maybe it's gardening, whatever it is, find a way to separate your day when your workday is done. As awesome as your home office may be, you need time away from it. Create your days off. Stick with them. Give your mind, your body, and your business the breaks it needs. And the days off, I think I touched on that in a little bit, but you're your own boss. A lot of travel agents might take Saturday and Sunday off because that's all they've ever known. Others might take Tuesday and Wednesday off because why not? So always think about the cool parts of having your own business and working from home. Be at home a lot. Now, I feel like I got a pretty good grip of this one. Again, like I said, I'm visually impaired. I can't drive a car. So I'm home a lot. I mean, there was like just a stint of 8 or 9 days before I left the house again. So it takes some adjusting and an acceptance to being home more. You had to have to find ways to enjoy different parts of your house or different parts of your property, and do different things to kind of be home that much and not go crazy. But you have to, find the ways. So create lunches out, dinner outings, chores that take you out of your house. And instead of being upset about, oh, I have to go grocery shopping, find that joy, find that happiness to get the heck out of your office, get out of your house, and go do something else. And it's all a mindset, right? You can have a miserable day when you want to have a miserable day. But if you say, I'm going to have a good day, most likely the day's going to go a little bit better because your mindset's right. So really focus on, taking a one lunch out a week with a friend or a colleague or, your family and going out and having a nice lunch. You take a break from cooking, you get out of the house and you get to enjoy some fresh air. So make sure you do pay attention to being home that much and what it means for you. And so we're going to talk about the home office now, 5 things to consider. And this is a big part. A lot of people don't really think about how important the location is of your home office. Every home is unique, both in layout, size, capabilities, everything. Some homes have an office, some homes don't. Some homes have a spare bedroom, some of them have a garage. So you want to consider a lot of things, but consider noise, your distractions, your ambient or house noise. Like, you probably don't want to have an office in your laundry room because you're going to hear it clinkety clank every single time you run the laundry. You probably want to think about where your proximity is to the front door, because I'm sure most of you here have an Amazon truck showing up most days, dropping something off that your wife or your husband maybe ordered. So you want to think about distractions. What's going to be happening around you? Where your office is in the home has a really big impact on your success. If you're right next to the kids' playroom and you have some small children, it's going to be really distracting because you're going to hear a boom and a cry and what happened. Your workday just stopped. You have to deal with that problem. So really think about it. I'd like to have a view from my office. It's nice. I have a window in here in my office. My last office and my last home had the same thing. And, it's just having that ambient lighting, that natural daylight coming in makes it a real easy way to spend the day. But some homes have the space and others may need it to be created. So as you're looking as this is an investment in obviously in your business and yourself, maybe hiring a contractor or an interior designer to come out and say, hey, I need a home office. What are my options? They might be able to put up a couple walls and turn a useless part of your living room into a cool little home office that's just for you. So don't be scared to think outside that bubble. If something's not fitting, if you're not able to find that space organically, it might be a good time to think about getting some help in doing it. The goods, and I like to say it that way because we also need stuff. We all need a place to work. If you think you're going to be working on your laptop in bed all the time, and that's going to wreck your back, it's going to wreck your posture. You need to get yourself a quality desk. Again, these are things that are worth the investment. These are worth the money. A quality desk and a quality chair. I just got a new chair about 6 months ago, and my goodness, what an improvement's made. My back's better, shoulders better, posture's better, everything's better. But think about lighting, think about airflow, think about your organizational tools, whether you want to have stuff all over your desk, you want to have a cubby. Think about file folders and all the stuff that comes along with running a business. Speakers. Music is a huge motivator for me when I'm working. And as my daughters and wife would say, it gets real loud in here sometimes, especially if I'm really in the zone. I crank it up and it just brings part a little bit more energy to the room, and it gets me motivated to finish things up. So I'm a real organized person, so tidy and clutter free everywhere. My desk has a space, and it's good for me to know where everything is. Decorate your office for you. Put your stuff up, stuff that makes you happy, stuff that motivates you, whether it's a picture of a Mexican beach and a margarita or the Colosseum in Rome. Whatever is motivating you in your travel business, ignites your passion, surround yourself with it. The technology. Now, this is a really hot topic with a lot of people. What do we need as a travel professional to be successful? And I think I've got a pretty good list here, and I hope you all agree. It really depends on your business, your marketing style, and your preferences, but I think this is kind of a good 30,000 view here. You need an up-to-date laptop. Now, it doesn't need to be brand new, but you need something within the last year or two to have the mandatory amount of RAM, storage units, or storage devices, as well as the processing speed. I recommend getting a large screen for your desk. These laptops are so cool nowadays, and I'm sure many of you remember like 10 years ago, you had to buy a dock to connect it to your computer. It's so easy now. These laptops got everything you need. So getting a large screen, 24, 28, 32-inch monitor for your desk is pennies on the dollar nowadays. Get a nice big screen for your desk, hook your laptop up to it, and you've got a home office set up with a desktop. Get a wireless keypad and a keyboard and mouse. Spend that money because it is nice to be able to move them around. An up-to-date smartphone, quality Bluetooth headphones like the ones I'm using right now. It makes a world of difference not to get tangled up in wires all day long. High-speed internet. Invest in the best one. It's so hard to spend that extra $15, $20 a month, but there is going to be some times where you're going to be really happy you can transfer those files and those documents as quickly as you can. A gimbal for video and photo. I'll touch on that in a second. And think about your background. And I've just been having a ton of Zoom meetings lately. And I talked to one lady, and she had her desk off of the wall with the wall behind her. She had the company's logo behind her with some pictures of her family, and it looked very professional. So think about if you're going to be doing Zoom meetings with your clients, with your supplier partners, if you're working with a host and you're doing online conferences, whatever it might be, think about what's behind you. And if you're doing those live video cameras, it is important to think about that. So just give that a thought when you're setting your office up or rearranging it if you're doing a reno, if you will. So the healthy routine. No, the fridge is not your break room. I do find myself occasionally standing in front of that, looking for the next snack, but you want to develop a healthy routine here. Obviously, meals, snacks, exercise in your home. Having I think a trail mix near you just to snack on through the day is a lot better than getting a handful of candy. So just really taking this as a job, taking this for you're serious in your health and your investment in yourself, but go outside, go for a walk 2, 3 times a day. OSHA mandates that every 8 hours you work, you have 2 15-minute breaks and at least a 30-minute lunch. While OSHA probably is not going to be knocking on your door, that's for your mental health. It's for your physical health. Grab the mail, go outside, grab the mail, sit in the sun for a few minutes. Go upstairs, change the laundry, get moving around. Because if you're having a busy day, you might be sitting at that desk for a long time without noticing it. Stock your workspace with healthy snacks and items to fuel your success. I know for me, I'm a big water guy, so I've always got my huge metal bottle of water next to me. You want to also keep attention to your work, home, and life balance. Shut the door. I actually had a sorry we're closed sign at my last office, just mostly for the kids to know I was on the phone. But that mentality really should apply. When your workday's done, you need to be done. And one of the hardest parts of working from home is shutting that office door. Maybe it's one more email. Maybe you're about to shut down and you got a client. Hey, I'm looking at go. You got to be able to draw that line. It's a must. And you must take the time for yourself because you don't want to work, right? You want to work for your life. And you are an entrepreneur. So take those benefits, but draw those hard lines for your mental health. Don't forget why you are your own business owner. So we're going to talk about some key equipment. I kind of touched on it already, but this is a very evolving place we live in with this technology. So what I want to talk about is just a little bit of diving into what you might need. The workstation. So go with your comfort. Go with the computer and the platform, the operating system that you're comfortable with, Apple or Windows. Personally, I'm an Apple guy. They've got great accessibility. I've been using them for like 15 years now, so I could never probably even turn on a Windows computer. And on the contrary, it could be really hard for a Windows user to go to Apple. So make sure you invest in what's best for you. That's going to make it a really easy transition. A laptop with either a pre-wired dock setup, like I mentioned earlier, or a home station. My home station is just about 5 wires underneath my desk. I have to disconnect and reconnect when I pull my laptop out. Get that large screen for less eye fatigue. Obviously, I don't have great eyes, so I'm always about people keeping their eyes good if you can see well. Invest in that larger screen. Lighting is a huge thing for an office. Sometimes they might not even have a light, or they might just have one dim ceiling fan light. Nowadays, if you have a single-story home or a 2-story, adding 4 or 5 recessed lights is pennies on the dollar for the amount benefits you get. So really think about all of these things when you're looking in your office right now, or you're planning on creating your own space. When you're set up and working as a travel agent, whether you're with a host or not, you've got a lot of technologies you're going to be using, whether it's booking, whether it's researching, whether it's sending over documents. Make sure you spend the time and get everything set up correctly with your logo, with your name. Make sure you have a CRM that's all tied together so you look, one, you are professional, which you are, but 2, it just makes life a lot easier when things flow well. So just spend that extra little bit of time, even if it's an afternoon, and get everything tied up together with your name, your business, and everything looking very nice. So the pack up and go, utilizing a laptop as your main computer, as for like a docked computer, allows you to pack up and go wherever your business takes you. So whether you're heading to a conference or you're heading out for a familiarization trip, you can grab that laptop, not skip a beat, leave that big screen at home, and be on the way. I think a laptop's a really great investment for a travel agent in today's time. It allows you to continue with your high quality of work while traveling, and you don't have to even skip a beat if you set up already from the beginning for that ultimate success. So investing in that laptop in the beginning is going to save you a lot of time down the road on maybe having to buy one and then transfer things over. Give it a thought. I think it's really good advice for the travel agent in today's times. And the smartphone, this is just, man, it's amazing what these things have done. But you talk, you text, you video call, you Zoom meeting, you email, and it is by far one of the most powerful digital marketing creation tools that one can have. I mean, the cameras on these phones, the processors on these phones today are the same quality as a huge Canon Rebel EOS from 10 years ago. These things are powerful and they can create some very high quality photo and video. So invest in this one. I really feel like this can be a marketing on the go platform. With a couple tools, you can create high quality videos from your stateroom on board a 14-day cruise. You don't have to wait till you get home to put it on your computer. No, man, you can do it all from your phone or all from your phone/laptop while you're traveling. Timeliness is everything. And if you can create content that drives interest from your clientele to contact you, well, you're selling cruises while you're cruising. And I think that's a pretty good thing to have happen. So really do think about the smartphone, and a couple things that I really would suggest getting, and are, again, these are not multi-thousand-dollar costs. If you are using your smartphone to create marketing assets, to promote your business, I would suggest getting a gimbal. A gimbal basically is a self-regulating selfie stick. I'm going to put it that way. But the gimbal allows the camera to sit real solid. It gets rid of that bouncy walking when you hold the phone and you're walking, and it gets rid of any kind of jerky movements. It's real smooth, kind of like how the movies, the camera you'll see rolling down the street toward the character. It provides some really great cinematography effects for $50, $60. They're rechargeable, they're battery powered. You can use them to get up, lift your arm up higher to get a unique angle. It's a great tool. Getting a tripod or a mini tripod is a great way too. You can carry these things in your backpack or your purse. And if you wanted to set yourself up to take a picture, instead of having your arm in the picture, you put your tripod up, get a great quality shot. You're not needing to purchase pictures, you're creating your own marketing goods. A halo light, these are real popular nowadays with the like the selfie videos and stuff like that. It's basically a light that goes around your phone, gets rid of dark shadows under your chin, and just makes you look a little bit better when you're out either in daylight or in an office situation. A selfie stick, these are like 99 cents now, I think. But again, you can get some cool, shots of yourself, shots with your team, shots of a location, and it helps you get a high above the crowd. So if you are in a crowded tour, for example, you can put your phone up there and get some really great photos and not have to, stand up and balk everyone else's day. A telephoto lens, again, very cheap. All this stuff can be found on Amazon. It goes right on your camera. It clips on, and it can really get you further on your camera's lens than the regular zoom. So all of these things are really good to have in your travel agent toolbox, if you will. Practice makes perfect. The first content you're going to make is going to be real different than after a year of doing it. But you really need to always grab a hold that as a travel agent, you should be traveling. You should be out there doing new things. And every single trip you take is a marketing asset. Whether you're on a family vacation to Hawaii, whether you are on a cruise for a conference, each one of these things can be an opportunity for you to create videos reviewing the restaurants or the staterooms or a beach or a tour or a location. And all of that content just fuels your business and its professionalism and its ability to attain new clients. I think one of the last little bits here I'm going to talk about is scheduling your workday. Now, this can be a really big thing. And I've had several conversations with agents and colleagues that, man, they just are always busy and they never have any time. So that's your work. And it sounds so simple, but it's kind of hard sometimes, especially if you got, you're working on creating a video to promote this brand or that brand, and send it out to your clients. You're working on an email marketing campaign. You get an email, hey, we want to go to Hawaii. You want to drop everything for that sale. And it's tempting not to. It's hard not to. So batching your workflow can create actually a more efficient workday. even while juggling multiple tasks. Because as an entrepreneur, you are probably the accounting department, the marketing department, the sales department, the IT department, and every other hat you wear. So creating that little batch of emails in the morning, I'm going to go do some sales calls or some outreach at noon. It can be really helpful. So before attempting, I suggest, and I did this for probably about a year, um, look at your workday. You look at your day-to-day task and see what you need to figure, where your, I call it a sinkhole, where your sinkholes are. I use this website called clockify.me. It's free and allows you to track your time and create a little note of what you were doing. So for a while there, I was working like 12, 14-hour days, no time for family, no time for sleep, no time for anything. And when I started tracking my time, I found all kinds of sinkholes, whether it was me getting distracted with a new email that required me to stop what I was doing, then go back to it. Oh, wait, no, it logged me out. I got to go log back in. These little 5-minute things, they add up. 5 minutes, 10 times, almost an hour. So really thinking about what looks like in your day. So it's kind of a brief example, but okay, I'm gonna start my day at 8 o'clock. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm gonna do my email responses or following up with people or outreach. Or I'm gonna work on my email marketing campaign that I started yesterday. From 10 to 12, I'm gonna really focus on my marketing, my digital presence. I'm gonna post my videos, I'm gonna post some pictures, I'm gonna reply and like things, I'm gonna get engaged with whatever platform you're choosing to focus on. 12 to 1, I'm breaking. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go for a nice long walk. I'm going to have a lunch, whatever it is to you. 1 to 3, you can focus on your customer service and management, making sure that you're all followed up with emails, make sure everyone's got what they need. And, again, that could be another time for outreach if you're just getting started. And you have some couple hours in the day where you can kind of fill your day. What do you want to do? What areas do you need to focus more on in your business? Set boundaries, and this one's so important, especially working from home. I can't tell you how many times we hear it when people learn that you're working from home. They always think, oh, it's always available, he's at home, it's good. But that's not true. You have to set boundaries with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, and yourself, to hold yourself accountable and fuel that success. If you say yes too many times to your neighbors and they don't respect what you're doing in your office, at your home work, next thing you know, they're going to be knocking your door every time they need something. No, I'm sorry, I cannot pick you up at the airport. This is my work time today. No, I'm sorry, I talk right now. I'll try to give you a call later on. Setting those boundaries and creating respect for yourself and demanding respect from others is a really important part of really finding success while you're working at home. So the benefits, man, the benefits. Talked about all the negative stuff. So this is like the fun part. But yeah, enjoying your workday. During your workday, you can do all kinds of stuff. And once you get it kind of figured out, man, I'm gonna do my laundry. I don't think me and my family have done laundry on the weekends in like 3 years. We get it all done during the weeks. On the weekends, we get to hang out. Errands, running errands, impromptu outings. If a friend says, "Hey, I'm right down the street," and you're having a rough day, man, go have a drink, go have a Bloody Mary, go have a burrito, whatever makes you happy. But that's a cool part about being your own boss and working from home is you have absolute options to feel and make your days work best for you. Cooking, cleaning, lunch with family. It's one of my favorite parts about working from home is besides today, because it's usually our lunchtime, I eat lunch with my 2 kids and my wife every single day. And I can't say any other, not a lot of men are able to do that. So it's really one of my favorite things. And working from home, you can take advantage of those beautiful days. They may happen a lot where you live. They may happen not so much, but you can say, man, it is going to be rainy on Wednesday. It's going to be sunny on Friday. I'm going to work real hard on Wednesday so Friday could be my time outside, taking a walk, going out and hanging out, whatever you're into. But being your own boss is rad. It is one of the coolest things you can do. Enjoy it. Don't get so crazy with the schedules that you can't enjoy it. Taking the responsibility. If you get too lax, right? I haven't worked all week. I went to a baseball game and I went out to dinner and I slept in one day and then something happened at the house. It's been all week. But you are your own boss. You set your hours. You control where your business goes. The more serious you take yourself, the more you put into your boundaries and your respect for your business, the more success you're going to have. It's just that simple. You're going to need to set goals, take responsibility, reward your success. If you close a big sale, take yourself out for a nice dinner. You want to hold yourself accountable because, in all honesty, it is about you and your success. That's all I got. We got some time here, I think. I got a download that is in the handout section. It's some resources that we offer. You don't have to download it, but it's free. There's a link to our free downloads resource library where you can download free images to use on your Instagram, your TikTok, your social media. And they're all focused on different things. Spring travel. I just did one for romance travel. We did one for the new year. But there's some good tools in there. And we also have a promotion, a little fun thing going. If you are working with a host agency, at the bottom of that sheet, it says if you submit a review of your host agency, I'll send you a free digital copy of 365 marketing strategies for travel agents, an ebook. So just some resources for you. Again, you don't have to download it, but it's there if you want it. And it might be helpful for you to get some marketing goods.
So Andy,
So we've got some time for
fantastic.
Q&A.
Yeah, fantastic. I just wanted to mention about the download, folks, so that you just basically you'll see it. If you see on your screen, there's something that says handouts. You'll see if you click on that little arrow, you'll find that handout in there. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody knew where that was. We do have a couple thoughts and questions. Andy, do you have time for that?
Absolutely.
Okay. First of all, this question somebody was asking, and I think they're referring to you talking about YouTube videos and things like that, saying, where does all the content that you collect go? So they say YouTube, TikTok. What do you prefer?
You can do a lot on one platform or spread it out thin. From what I'm gathering, I mean, if you gather content, so I'm just going to use you're going on a tour in Hawaii, right? You're going like the Waimea Valley. And you take pictures of the sign, you're taking pictures of the walk, you take pictures of the waterfall, and you write a blog post about your experience, and you can create a video talking about your experience. I mean, all of these avenues drive leads. That's what it's all about. They drive traffic. The better the content, the more people engage with you. So which platform is best? Man, I don't have an answer for you there. I think it's a real competitive field. I think honestly, I've always suggested for agents to go with what they're most comfortable with. If you're drawn to YouTube, go with YouTube. If you're drawn to Facebook, go with Facebook. If you're drawn to Instagram, go with Instagram. But being everywhere, is nice too. So if you make one video for Instagram, you might as well post it up on YouTube and on Facebook. So yeah, I mean, you can create archives and file structure in your computer of each trip. So you can have it organized by time, location. You can do all that kind of stuff on your computer, on your laptop, and just and start gathering that content. If you have a deal going to Hawaii, for example, you can go back into your archives and pull up photos from when you were there. Wasn't yesterday, but you have that content readily available and archived on your laptop to help promote whatever in the future may happen.
Okay, great. Thanks, Andy. What was the name of the time management tool that you mentioned? Was it Pocket Time? What was that?
There's a bunch of them. The one I used was Clockify.me.
Clockify. Okay.
And it's basically a time tracker. And it just kind of lets you track your time throughout the day and note what it's for. And it can build reports for you saying, oh, wow, you spent 8 hours this week on Facebook. That's probably not what you want to be doing. So you want to look for those those sinkholes.
Okay, perfect. A number of people, it's just a couple people saying they're having a hard time finding the handouts, but I do know that they're in there because I can see it. I'm looking at it right now. So if you, again, look over on your screen and click on the thing that says handouts, the little arrow, touch that, and you'll see resource download. That is the document. So just click on the resource download and you should be able to open that. Let's see. There's another question. Let's see. Okay, Angie says, thank you, Angie. She sees them. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me see what else we got here, Andy. All right. Someone had a comment, which I thought was very good. I'm going to share that. She says, home base doesn't mean that. I have to be at home. I have built my business with face-to-face networking at chambers where I'm a member, community organizations, etc. And my bookings and research are during my true at-home time. So good for you. You're getting out there and getting your business, Patricia. That's wonderful. Let's see. Okay, somebody had a good comment. Thank you for this. They said, if you're using a cell phone for this webinar, since obviously, I'm not using a cell phone, so I don't know what you're looking at. They said that there's 3 dots that you can click on and the handouts are there. Thank you so much for sharing that, Donna. I had no idea what it looked like on a cell phone, so appreciate that. I'm sure that helps a whole lot of people find it. Thank you for that. Okay, let's see. I think you've answered just about everything. Somebody said that they want, I think we'll probably say this is pretty much the end of it, and then we'll go ahead and do the prize if that's good with you. I've
Sounds
worked in
good.
a home office for 30 years, and Andy provided some great reminders and new ideas. I think that's quite a testament to how you did that, Andy. That's awesome.
Cool. That makes me happy to
Yeah,
hear.
30 years is a long time. That's saying
Hmm.
something. You got some refreshing ideas from him. That's wonderful. So we are going to give away a prize today. Andy, do you want me to go ahead and ask the question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to pick the 5th person that answers it correctly, and I'm going to tell you how to answer it. You go over to the questions area that you see on the right side of your screen, and right where you would have typed questions, I'm going to have you in that area type the answer as fast as you can, and I'm going to take number 5 and announce who wins it. So here we go. If everybody ready, drum roll. What is one of the most important things to consider when setting up your home office? All righty, we have a winner. And the answer is location. All the other answers were fantastic, guys, because they're all very, very important. But the answer to this particular one was location. Sandra, congratulations, Sandra Coles. You just won a copy of the book. And Andy, will you be sending that off to her or?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
send that out to you this afternoon.
Great. We have your email, Sandra, so we'll be sure to get that to you. Everybody, thank you so much. If you do want to review this at another time, you can see the recording of this webinar, and that's at www.travelprofessionalnews.com in the recorded webinars area of the website. So you can totally watch it again for reminders or anything else. And we so appreciate you being here today. Andy, thank you. This was great. And it's funny, I've seen you do this one before. It's been a while, but you made me think about some things too, because of course, I work at home too. So thank you for reminding me of a few things as well.
My pleasure. Thank you for hosting. I appreciate it. And thank you all for attending.
All right. Well, you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Thanks, Andy. Bye-bye.
Thank you.